Hey guys, we are back with some more New York Islanders franchise mode, and the last one, we absolutely went on a slide. We are currently 1-8-1 in our last 10, 23-19-5, so we are really not looking too great at this point. I mean, we're 2 points out of 7th in the division, and we are 7 points out of a divisional spot. So at this point, we need to make a trade. 2 trades, actually. They're not big ones per se, but they're definitely trades that will help us right now. And, I would hope so, as we are trying to make the playoffs. So, this trade, we are going to be unloading. Let's see, who is it? Koivisto. And a 4th round pick from Anaheim. Now, this may not seem like much, and it's not. But when you take a look at Koivisto, he's really underwhelming so far. 50 overall. Low elite, 3 points in 30 games, not cutting it for me. So, I mean, I know the SHL is an adult league, but still, I don't think Koivisto will be part of our lineup, especially because he's a winger. We already have so many wingers. So, we're going to be making this trade to Arizona in exchange for, wait for it, Ryan Dzingel. Alright, so the part that intrigues me about Ryan Dzingel is that he only has 9 games played. But the part that really gets me, look at all of his point totals from the past 3 years in the simulation. 42 points, 33 points, 34. And you take a look at his ice time. 15 minutes, 13 minutes, 12 minutes. He did all that basically on the 3rd and 4th line. So that's what impresses me about Ryan Dzingel. And he's not a great face-off guy, but we'll use him on the wing or something. And he's got a great ratio in terms of takeaways and giveaways. 11-2 right now in 9 games played this season. 41-38, 57-40, and then 48-44. So he's a great simulator. He hits a lot, so that'll address our physicality issue with the bottom 6. And it'll also help with the takeaways and giveaways that we're having. This guy can play on the penalty kill. He can, maybe even with the amount of points he gets 5-on-5 wise, he may even be able to put him on the power play. I mean, we're not going to, because we're struggling to put guys like Christian Ragnarsson and Mike Commodore on the power play. So I'm definitely not going to get Dzingel on there. Unless, some random stuff happens where we just get like 5 injuries all of a sudden to our offensive players and we have to get Dzingel on there, but that'd be worst case scenario. But yeah, this guy, I feel like he could play anywhere in your bottom 6, and Arizona's not playing him because when you take a look at their depth, I mean, Strome, Galchenyuk, Panarin, Perlini, Arvidsson, Merkley, Henrique, Keller, Fisher, Dvorak, Frost, Hinostroza, and then Dzingel. Dzingel is their 13th forward. So, since Dzingel's not being used by the Arizona Coyotes, that kind of reduces his trade value for me. So that's why we're only giving them a 50 overall, low elite Ville Koivisto and an Anaheim 4th rounder. And the 4th rounder just to, give them something that they want out of this deal. Because they don't necessarily want Koivisto. And they don't want to give up Dzingel. But then again, Dzingel hasn't played too many games. So for me, that tells me that they don't really need him, So, proposed trade. There you go. Trade accepted. So, that is done. That should improve our forward core. And because when you take a look, the reason I made that trade, when you take a look at Justin Williams, just really not good. He's way past his time. 18 giveaways already, 12 takeaways, only 14 hits. He's not physical. He's giving the puck away. He's not getting points. So I think at this point you can say Justin Williams' career is soon to be over. Now, next trade is going to be with the LA Kings. And we're going to be sending their way, I believe, a draft pick. Yes, indeed. Edmonton's 2nd round pick. We're going to be sending a prospect goaltender in Rodin. Mikhail Rodin, medium starter potential. I mean, because when you take a look at the goalies that we already have, Hutchinson, Perrietta, Oda, all of them are medium elite prospect goaltenders. So the chances of Rodin making our team, absolutely zero. So we may as well unload him, you know. And now, Ian Cole. Cole has been very bad. I mean, very, very bad. For $5 million, you're going to say, well, they might not take that contract. And you're right, they don't. Because I tried this trade before, and they didn't take it. He's been terrible with giveaways. Yeah, the giveaways are really what's hurting Cole. And he's minus 13 as well. He's not getting any points. So, figure you'll get Cole in there, and they're not going to take this. I know they won't, as a matter of fact. And we're going to be getting Jake Muzzin back in return for Ian Cole. Because he is 32, he only has 2 years left on his deal, and the Kings do want to give him up. So he only has 13 points on the season right now, but I feel like he would be a much better partner for someone like Durant or for Dobson than Ian Cole would. Now, if we try this trade as is, it won't go through because of Ian Cole. So we're going to have to retain some of Ian Cole's salary in order to make this go through, but that is not a problem. We don't seem to have an issue right now with the salary cap. Even retaining this, we still have 11.8 to work with, even taking on Muzzin's contract for 2 years. So I'm perfectly fine with retaining Cole's contract for the rest of this year and giving them Rodin, or Rodin, however you want to pronounce it, is not making our team whatsoever. And then whatever the second round pick turns out to be, basically what this trade is banking that Muzzin is better right now than this second round pick will be in a few years. Proposed trade accepted. There you go. So hopefully that makes our defense better by trading for Jake Muzzin and getting a guy like Ryan Dzingel to help out our turnovers because it's clearly Williams is not working out. So edit lines. Let's see what's going on here. So we will put in Jake Muzzin. Welcome to the New York Islanders. And we will, I guess we'll leave him with Durant for right now, who's an 82 now, so that's good. But yeah, we'll leave him with Durant because Dobson's, I feel like the offensive defenseman on this line with Scandella, though he doesn't have too many points anyway. But we'll leave it as is for right now. We'll take out Williams. He's really not doing well. And we will put Dzingel in. And we'll see what happens with that. He wasn't too great at faceoff, so I'll keep him at the wing. He's a lefty, but so is Eakin, so is Marleau, so is Ragnarsson. So we'll just leave him on the right wing. And we might even, you know what? Let's put him on the penalty kill. I feel like he will do well on the penalty kill. So instead of Beauvillier, we'll put Dzingel. And then same thing here. I really feel like Dzingel is a good acquisition for this team. And then, yeah, sure, we'll leave Muzzin on there. And then 4-on-4. Yep, that looks good to me. Yep. All looking good there. Looking good there. Looking good there. Okay, so those are honestly the only two moves I wanted to make. Yet nothing too big. But again, just something to spark this team because Ian Cole and Justin Williams were not working. Plain and simple. So let's see if we can get back on track with this roster. And hopefully we can. Let's keep going 2 games at a time. We still have automatic goalie rotations off from last time, and we'll keep going with the 2-to-2 win-loss ratio with Gibson and Kincaid. All right, so we'll give Gibson another chance here. It's a new video, so new start. And oh yeah, there's Schmidt from the for the minors, so that Hutchinson gets all the starts. There you go, 7-3 win to start out our new roster. Yeah, let's get the new goalie in there for the AHL. So I will take Skarek out and put in Schmidt. There you go. All right, so now Hutchinson should get most of the games. And we will keep going with John Gibson since he won that game 7-3. So let's keep going. Game against LA coming up. Bridgeport is doing very well, 27-12-4. So let's keep this going. Game against LA, 3-2 win. There you go. That is what I like to see. Game against Calgary. Let's see, got a very long break here. 4-2 win. That is what I like to see. Trades paying off already. Now, hopefully, Dzingel got a goal there, or Jake Muzzin. But you know what? Hey, we're winning games. That's why we made those trades. And we are currently at 57 points, so we're definitely making up ground now, so that's what I like to see. Wallstrom with 43 points currently. Alright, let's take a look actually at Dzingel. I'm curious as to his numbers. So in 3 games played for us, I don't remember his numbers from, you know what, yeah, in 3 games played, he has 2 points, because I remember he had 1 goal and 2 assists, so now he's 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. So Dzingel doing well so far on our squad. And the most important thing is, he's not giving the puck away. 13-2 giveaways. Well, 13 takeaways to 2 giveaways, I should say. So there you go. He's doing very well for himself so far here in New York. So let's keep going. No reason really to stop, as we do have the trade deadline coming up in 1 month. But I'm fairly confident in this roster now that we've ironed out that issue. And hopefully, John Gibson can keep winning games. So Vancouver and LA, because I feel like, you know, Gibson had those great stats with Anaheim. So he can't be that bad of a simulator, you know? So I feel like he just had to have the right defense in front of him. And there you go, 2 wins in a row. We are now up to a 5-game win streak, guys. That's what a trade does. Well, 2 trades in this case. But, hey, we're doing very well so far. Keep it going. As soon as I say that, of course, we get a 5-0 loss. But you know what? That's fine. As long as you bounce back. There you go. 3-1 win. So you know what? For right now, we'll go to a 3-1 win-loss ratio in favor of Gibson, since he's on this roll right now. We'll give Gibson 2 more games since he already lost 1. Sean Greiber has been injured with a mild concussion until February 23rd. That is unfortunate. Replaced player. Washington. And there you go. 3-2 overtime win. And game against Philly, we have a 3-1 win. There you go. That is what I'm talking about, Gibson. And Islanders in general, really. So, this is an interesting trade. Pouliot, Teubert, a first and a second for Turris and Ellis. No thank you. Interesting, but no thank you. We're rolling right now. Don't need to mess with the chemistry with this team. Overtime loss, that's fine. You got a point. Really can't complain about that. San Jose, St. Louis. Let's see. Back-to-back, 7-3 win. There you go. Is that the second 7-3 win against San Jose we've had? Yes, it is. So we're destroying San Jose this year. As, yeah, they're not a very good team. 24, 27-5 are the Sharks. Let's keep going. No complaints about John Gibson right now. The only bad game we had this year, or this month, I should say, really was the 5-0 loss against Columbus. I'm liking this lineup right now. Sean Greiber's back. We'll get him back in there when the month is over, because it said he'd be back on the 23rd. There you go. Solid win. We'll just go to the trade deadline. Gibson is the guy right now. He is. He had a rough start to the season, but that might have been his defense. But right now, nope, no issues. 3-1 loss, fair enough, but, I mean, those are going to happen. But still, all in all, a very, very good month for your New York Islanders. We are at 75 points, and we are pulling away from Toronto and Buffalo, and Philadelphia. They're pretty close, but Washington, Columbus, and New York are not. So we seem to have relatively, I'm not going to say for sure, but relatively solidified a playoff spot at the very least. So that is good. Now watch, I just jinxed it. We're going to go on a 20-game losing streak to end the season. But anyway, yeah, we're looking solid. Turned automatic goalie rotations back on since Gibson has seemingly turned it on. We'll check the stats once more, but I really think we can move on with this team. We can go the rest of the season. I'm very comfortable with the way it is right now. Not too much to be worried about at the moment, honestly. Wallstrom with 52 points. Barzal with 50. Mueller with 46. Ho-Sang with 45. Depth scoring all around. Shea with 39. Lee with 37. Streit with 34. 28 goals and 6 assists. Guy is a sniper to its purest definition. 195 shots, only 6 assists. My goodness. Christian Ragnarsson, 32 points. Beauvillier, 29. Commodore, 27. Muzzin, 21. Pulak, 19, Eakin 16, Dobson 14, Marleau 13, Dzingel 11. So how many points is that in total for us? He joined this team when he was at 9 games played, so that's roughly 15. And then he had... That's 7 points in 15 games. That's not too shabby for a fourth liner. It's really not. And let's see his takeaways and giveaways. Yeah. This guy is solid. I'm glad I picked him up. Glad we picked him up, for sure. Pascal Durant, remember, he was at a minus 13 before we traded for Jake Muzzin. So Muzzin got him up to a minus 8. So that's pretty significant. And he's an 84 overall now. What a beast. Justin Williams, yeah, he's terrible. Scandella, 8 points plus 5. Cizikas, 4 points in 25 games. Really can't complain. Out of everyone who's dressed anyway. Puluk and Shea continue to lead in plus minus as usual. Lee, Commodore, Ragnarsson plus 11. Wallstrom plus 9. Muzzin plus 6. Scandella plus 5. Ho-Sang plus 4. Same with Dzingel, Dobson, Mueller. And then Barzal plus 3, Eakin even, and then Williams, Beauvillier, Strite, all minus 1. Then Cizikas and Marleau minus 5, and Durant, unfortunately, still minus 8, but he's gotten better, because remember, he was by far the worst minus on the team, tied with Ian Cole for a minus 13 before. Now that Cole is out of here, and we have Jake Muzzin on the team, Muzzin has helped Durant become much better defensively, I would hope anyway. So, that's good. Very good. Wallstrom, 205 shots. Strite with 195. Mueller, 158. Lee, 156. Ragnarsson, 131. Barzal, 123. Puluk, 118. Beauvillier, 115. Shea, 105. Getting a lot of shooters here. Muzzin, 104. Commodore, 96. Ho-Sang, 94. Dobson, 90. Eakin, 88. Marleau 73, Scandella 61, Durant 59, and Dzingel 43, and Williams 35, and I keep thinking it's the end of the list, Cizikas 21. Shooting percentage, Bennett Strite 14.4, doing his job, Wallstrom 14.1, yeah, they're both killing it. Power play points, let's see, 14 for Ho-Sang, 14 for Barzal, Wallstrom with 11, Bennett Strite with 10 power play goals and 11 power play points. Mueller with 11. Lee with 7. Puluk with 6. Shea with 5. Muzzin with 4. Beauvillier with 4. Dobson with 4. Commodore with 2. Ragnarsson with 2. And that is it for the power play. Face-offs, let's see. Strite, yeah, he continues to do well at face-offs whenever he does take them. Eakin with a 55.9, Barzal with a 53 flat, and Beauvillier with a 52.3, and Commodore, let's see, 48.3, so he's slowly getting better at face-offs. He's slowly getting better. That's all I have to say about him. Hits, Puluk and Mueller tied at 116, Shea with a 114, Muzzin and Lee with 105, Beauvillier with 101, Commodore with 92, Scandella with 81, Durant with 73, 70 for Strite, 51 for Eakin, 38 for Dobson, 34 for Cizikas, 32 for Ragnarsson, 31 for Barzal, 26 for Wallstrom. See what I mean with the lack of physicality? Dzingel was definitely a good add, because he has 22 hits in 24 games played, whereas, you know, guys like Williams had more games played than Dzingel does now, and he only had 14. Not bashing Williams too much, but, you know, he just... You know, he's old, he's washed up, clearly. And then, in terms of takeaways and giveaways, Barzal, great. Mueller, great. Lee, great. Beauvillier, good actually for once, 40 and 37. Strite, great. Commodore, good. Wallstrom, okay. Eakin, not good. Ragnarsson, good. Dobson, gonna happen. Ho-Sang, good. Dzingel, very good. Marleau, okay. Puluk, gonna happen. It's a defensive defenseman. Scandella, gonna happen. Shea, he's, again, gonna happen with all of these defensemen. They're getting at least Shea's getting points, so I can't complain with him. Muzzin, could be better, but he's getting offense at the same time, 21 points. So, Durant, yeah, 18-year-old defensive defenseman, gonna happen. I'll say that for most defensemen, unless the ratio is absolutely absurd. And for Durant, again, if this was a 27-year-old veteran defensive defenseman, I would say no thank you. But since it's Pascal Durant, he's an medium elite. We need to groom this guy. He's the future of our franchise on defense. Williams, not good at all. Cizikas, not good. So, again, out of everyone who's dressed, for the most part, I am fine with what is going on. Durant, 2 fights, and Eakin with 1. There we go. There's skaters, goaltenders. Gibson up to a 904. Now, remember, he had that very shaky start, and he had a very shaky month in the previous episode where he went back down to an 897. So a 904, I would say he's probably been around a 915, 920 as of recent. So that's good for John Gibson for right now anyway, as of recently. Kincaid, been consistent all year. 928 save percentage, 10 wins in 17 games. He's been doing his job. So really nothing to complain about at the moment. AHL, you have Cizek with 46 points in 56 games. 78 overall now. He will definitely be pushing for a roster spot next year. Ottoson, 78 overall, 43 points. Bodie Wild with 20 goals so far, 78 overall as well. Rafael Pouliot, 71 overall with 36 points. Let's see, who else? Who else is a prospect we care about? Pekarainen, 14 points, 69 overall, looking good. Greiba, 74 overall with 12 points. This guy was a 48 overall when we got him. Can you believe that? John Toibert with 12 points in 71 games. And let's see, anybody else? Nope. Goaltenders. Let's see, Hutchinson, 923 save percentage. Very nice. So, again, I feel like we could go the rest of the season in this one. I'm very comfortable with this roster. Let's just check the team stats just to make sure, but I'm fairly confident in this roster. 297 goals for per game. Pretty solid. Goals against per game, that's gone down since last time. We're still kind of up there at 2.69, but before we were there like 2.84 or something, so it's definitely gone down since last we checked. So that's good. Power play's gone up since the last time we checked. I think last time we checked it was like 18% something. Now it's at 20 flat, so that's good. Penalty kill. The penalty kill's been our Achilles heel really all year, but at least it's stayed consistent. It hasn't gone down, but it hasn't gone up either. So could we do better on the penalty kill? Probably. But that's not a change I want to make right now as we're 6-2-2. And the last time I changed the penalty kill, things went absolutely south. So for right now, I think the New York Islanders are fine. I think we will be in the playoffs this year. And again, I'm saying I think a lot. So context clues, but I'm 99% positive that we will make the playoffs, as we are 34-21-7. So a solid win against the Anaheim Ducks. Solid win against the Colorado Avalanche. Unfortunate loss against the Tampa Bay Lightning, but then a win. Shutout victory against the Florida Panthers. Shutout against the Dallas Stars. 3-2 win against the Blackhawks. 5-2 win against the Preds. This is a playoff team. This team is simulating like a playoff team, and it probably is. All right, draft class. Now, this is something we haven't checked in a bit either. So Dollywall is ranked to go first overall. A+, 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 A-. Could you imagine if we got... No, we're not getting that 3 years in a row. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that's happening. Elia Gentle. Latinen. I'm just looking for the guys with A's. Oh, Paul Ranford. Ranked 17th. The Swiss. Playing in the NLA. No weaknesses. And he's NHL ready right out of the draft. I'll definitely keep an eye on him. Hobson Teravainen. Is Teravainen... I mean, he's sort of like... He reminds me of a right-handed John Toibert. So we'll pin him. Backus. Terry Backus. Pretty decent shot, so we'll pin him as well. Bolig. He's a couple years away from the NHL. Knutson. Leo Knutson. That'd be a good player for the Wolfsburg series, since he's German. Christian Janssen. Not feeling it. Let's sort by potential. just to see any guys. Oh my goodness. No, okay. It's 2-bar franchise, so he's probably not exactly franchise, but still, he's probably like a low elite or something. Dollywall, Jeffrey Dietz, the Italian medium elite. Definitely pinning him. And let's see, after that, what do we have? We have a gem here in Harry Peterson. We have Doug Hines. We have Sophias. We have Kimo Tuominen. We'll pin him as well. He's a gem. Yeah, we'll sort by gem and bust now. I want to see all the gems. So Coburn, Blake Coburn. We'll pin him for sure. Yanni Huhtinen. Probably not pronouncing these names right, but whatever. Wojciech McMillan are both busts, so we will avoid them. And there you go. That is it for the draft class currently. 4-3 win against the New York Rangers. 4-2 win against the Montreal Canadiens. As I said, this is a playoff team, no doubt in my mind. Unless Oliver Wahlstrom gets injured with a mild concussion until April 2nd. That's an unfortunate injury for Wahlstrom. We're just going to have to put someone else in there, and that unfortunately might have to be Williams. You know what, we'll give Cizikas a chance. He wasn't too terrible with the turnovers, so I'll put Merlot up here, and then I'll put Ragnarsson on the right. So Merlot, Commodore, and Ragnarsson, then Cizikas, Eakin, and Dzingel. Yeah, that's looking good. And then 3-on-3, Barzal, Mueller, Shea, Commodore, unfilled, Puluk, Beauvillier, Strite, Dobson. All right, let's see. Ragnarsson. Take his spot for right now, and that should be good. Yes, indeed. So, let's do the rest of the regular season. 4-1 loss against the CBJ. That's unfortunate, but nice comeback victory against the Buffalo Sabres. 3-0. 2-1 win against the Jets. 4-3 shootout win against the Leafs. Clutterbuck is injured. That's the Miners. 4-1 win against the Devils. 5-2 win against the Devils. This is a playoff team. 47, 23-7. 2 great trades to start out the episode that just got this team clicking. Just like that. And we have not slowed down since. And we are now at the top of the division with 101 points currently, tied with Pittsburgh for the divisional lead. And only 2 other teams are ahead of us. St. Louis and Boston. So is the President's Trophy possible? Yes. But we would need some help from St. Louis. They would basically need to lose every game from now on. Same thing with Boston. Well, actually, Boston, you know, they could win like maybe one more. But we would have to win basically every other game that we have left. So it's still possible, for sure. But likely, probably not. But again, you know, we would need some help from St. Louis. But still, regardless, very, very good year for the New York Islanders here. Last 5 games of this season. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. Last episode, I tried doing one of those commentary third periods, but unfortunately, the game just, or not the game, but my capture card just has given me so many issues recently, so it's been absolutely unreal. So we're going to try another one here. We'll do the last home game of the season against Philly, so let's simulate up to there, and then we will go get into a third period. And we'll get Wahlstrom back in there for that game, since I don't want to stop the sim until then. Hutchinson is injured until May 31st. That's unfortunate with a post-concussion syndrome. Hutchinson, my boy, I'm so... that's rough. I'm so sorry, my boy. Replace player. All right. So we're going to have to get Wahlstrom back in there, just keeping that as a mental note to myself. Beauvillier is out with a mild concussion because, of course, he is. We get nothing but concussions recently. So we're going to have to put... Actually, that should have put Wahlstrom back in there, but I don't want Wahlstrom at center. Yeah. So... All right, you know what? Strite. He's been doing great at faceoffs recently. 42 goals, my God. All right, let's get Lee on this line. We'll put Wahlstrom on the first line, so that's Lee, Strite, and Hosang. Mueller, Barzal, Wahlstrom, Marleau, Commodore, Ragnarsson. Yeah, that's looking good. Jeez, though. Strite, 42 goals. What a guy. Yeah. Depending on what he does in this game against Philly, he might get to like 45. All right, let's go. First period against Philly. Let's go. There you go. Ghost of Spear. Oh, wait. I got confused with the orange. All right, so that's actually a 2-1 lead instead of a 3-0 lead like I thought it was. I thought that was 3 goals for us. So Dzingel and Strite. So Strite, as I talk about him, gets a goal. And Dzingel, the acquisition earlier in the year for a 2-1 lead over Philly. Second period, that is a goal by... 2-1. I can't tell by the colors. They're the same color of orange. So it is now a 2-2 tie against the Philadelphia Flyers. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. Third period against the Philadelphia Flyers. Tied 2-2. Barzal out there against Giroux, and he loses the faceoff to Giroux. As Van Riemsdyk takes that up for Philly. Gets it back along the boards for Hjalmarsson, and the shot taken by a Flyer as Van Riemsdyk takes that down in the corner. Circles that around for a defenseman. I believe that was Gostisbehere. Yes, that was, as Hjalmarsson sends Van Riemsdyk, and over to Gostisbehere. Ghost takes it in. Looking over to Voracek. Giroux on the point, over to Hjalmarsson. Back for Gostisbehere, and they play catch a little bit as Voracek down low for Giroux. And the Flyers are just cycling all around there as the Islanders intercept. Mueller takes it in for New York. Tries to send Wallstrom on his way as he gets knocked down. There's an offside warning, so they have to regroup here. As Hjalmarsson takes that for Philly. Sends it over to Voracek, who goes into the zone. Voracek circling around, looking for space, finds Scandella, unfortunately for him, as Lee takes it up. The alternate captain, number 27 for New York. With the shot off the crossbar, my goodness. As Simmons gets it to Ghost. Ghost will take that up for Philly. Tries to dangle around number 26, I believe that is, Josh Ho-Sang. As they will go offside. Lee, Strite, and Ho-Sang out there right now. Strite number 85. As I don't believe we saw Strite's number yet, at least not on video. So there you go, there's his number. And Bailey takes that for Philly. Sends it for Couturier. Number 14 sends it for Thomas Hickey. So this is, oh yeah, we're facing Josh Bailey and Thomas Hickey as Couturier scores for the Philadelphia Flyers to make it 3-2 with 10-12 remaining in the third. And yeah, just Bailey and Hickey. Two former Islanders on the ice for a goal against their old team. That's unfortunate. 24th of the season for Sean Couturier. And that's just, it's a good slapper. Yep, gotta give him credit there. It just, he looks like he's gonna take a wrist shot, and then he just decides, you know what? Clapper. And it goes in for him. So, third line out there, Marleau, Commodore, and Ragnarsson. 12, 87, and 94, I believe, is Ragnarsson. No, Dobson, number 54, Dobson for New York. Tries to get Marleau, but finds Bailey instead, his old teammate, as we have a delay penalty coming up against the New York Islanders, unfortunately. And that is centered in the middle, but taken by Ragnarsson. And that will start the power play for Philly as Marleau heads to the box for the New York Islanders. That's an unfortunate trip right there, or hook, or high stick, or whatever. Yep, hook. Okay. Been off on my penalty calls recently. I would not make a good ref. Lee and Eakin out there to start the kill, along with Muzzin and Dobson for your New York Islanders. Gostisbehere over to Provorov. Provorov down low, takes that shot on Gibson, and he makes a nice save. Muzzin up to Lee. Lee dumps in for the New York Islanders, and they give chase, along with number 24, who's trying to fan on that puck, and I'm not quite sure what he was doing there, as he was trying to backhand it, I suppose. Provorov, uncovered, takes that shot on Gibson, and he makes a great save, and as he has to reach back, Giroux and Muzzin do a little shoving there. I was about to say shoveling. Mueller and Dzingel out there for the kill. Provorov to Bailey with that shot. Nice save by Gibson. Konechny in the middle, in the corner. Sends it back to Provorov. Provorov battling, and that will be another penalty on Mueller. The Terminator heads to the box. What do you do? What'd he do? Is that cross-checking? Slashing. Jeez. I'm way off on my penalty calls recently. 5-on-3 for the next minute 23. Dzingel out there along with Shea, and I believe that's Pulock. Yes, it is. Nice stick lift by Pulock, and he will dump out. Chased by Thomas Hickey. Former Islander, wearing number 15 for Philly, is Van Riemsdyk. Drops that back for Hickey, who sends it up to Bailey on his way, also a former Islander. Van Riemsdyk with the shot that is going into the pads of Gibson, and he makes the great save. Couturier, top 10 in hits, number 2 in hits, actually. Eakin out there now for your New York Islanders with Dobson and... I want to say Muzzin. Face-off won by Philadelphia. But taken by Dobson and cleared. Very nice. 54 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3 power play for Philadelphia. Jalmerson with a stretch pass to Konechny. Konechny connects with Bailey. And Bailey tries to get that shot away, but defended well by Dobson. Muzzin skates it out of his zone and dumps in. 33 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Hickey over to Jalmerson. Jalmerson sends Van Riemsdyk on his way and tries to center for Bailey as Konechny gets that back to the point for Hickey. Konechny in the middle for Van Riemsdyk with the shot that goes into the corner. Van Riemsdyk to the corner as well. Bailey with the shot gloved by Gibson as he denies them a 2-goal lead, keeping the New York Islanders in this game. As we get a view of Jake Muzzin shimmying right there. Dzingel out there with Pulock and Shea. 15 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Won by Dzingel. And Shea will skate that out to center and dump in. 7 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Ghost takes that for Philly. Gets into the zone. Does a little deke. And great save by John Gibson. As it is now a 5-on-4 power play for Philadelphia. Couturier with the shot. Tried to be redirected in front, I believe, by Jake Voracek. As Provorov sends Ghost back over to Giroux for Couturier. For Voracek in front. He tries to pick it up, but cannot, as Couturier gets it back. Ghost for Provorov with the shot, as Gibson makes another great save, keeping his team in it. Lee and Eakin out there now for the New York Islanders, along with Dobson and Muzzin. See what happens on this wave. Taken by Muzzin, and up to Eakin. Eakin looking for a little bit of offense here. Sends for Dobson over to Lee. Lee back for Dobson. Lee back down low. Back down low and clears. And Konechny takes that over to Provorov. Over to Bailey. Bailey takes it in. Bailey checked by Dobson. And Muzzin will take that as the penalty kill is over. As he sends Barzell for Lee. Lee tries to do a little dangle around Provorov, but cannot. And it gets into the glove of Hart. 3:28 remaining in the third. Islanders trying to get something going here late in the third period. With Mueller, Barzell, and Wahlstrom out there. With Scandella and Dobson. Dobson takes it off the face-off shot on Hart. And he will glove it. Gets it over to Ghost Despair for Konechny. Konechny goes into the zone for the Flyers. Konechny looking. Back to Ghost. But Mueller intercepts for New York. Mueller takes it in. Looking around. Going into the corner. But tried to get it back for the defenseman. But found Giroux instead. But now Scandella sends it out for Dobson, who goes into the zone. Dobson for Mueller. Goes into the corner for Barzell. Scandella. Islanders pull the goalie. Barzell now in the corner for Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom over to Dobson. Wide open. Shoot that, Dobson. Jeez. You gotta one-time that. He was wide open. Oh, man. Alright, so Lee, Streit, Hosang, Muzzin. Is that Duret? Yes, that is Duret and Wahlstrom out there as the extra attacker. Muzzin for Wahlstrom. Over to Muzzin. Over to Streit with the shot. The sniper tries to get the goal with 30 seconds remaining, but cannot. Islanders still have the empty net. Still in the offensive zone is the face-off. And I believe the same players are out there. Yes, indeed. Lee, Streit, Hosang, Pulock, Shea, and Wahlstrom. So the defensive pairs changed. Streit still out there on the face-off. Loses it to Couturier, the natural center. Bailey pinned against the boards by Wahlstrom. Hosang Finds Strite down low. Who finds Pulock? The goal with 21 seconds remaining. Pulock with the goal to get us tied with the Philadelphia Flyers at 3 in the second to last game of the season and last home game to put on a great show for the home fans. Ryan Pulock, the alternate captain, gets the game-tying goal, his 7th of the season. So one of the few situations so far I've seen for the New York Islanders anyway, with pulling the goalie has worked. So we're seeing some great hockey here as Lee, Strite, and Ho-Sang still out there trying to carry that momentum with Durant and Muzzin. Strite wins that face-off to Muzzin. See what I mean about Strite? I mean, he's just so great at face-offs. Lee over to Strite. Tries to go back to Lee, but taken by Morin for the Flyers. Over to Giroux as they go offside with Van Riemsdyk a step ahead. Strite got absolutely knocked down by Morin there. Oh my. Marleau, Commodore, and Ragnarsson out there to finish the end of regulation. And who will be out there for overtime if we make it there? Not gonna jinx it. Couturier over the line. Couturier with 4 seconds left. Couturier takes that shot on Gibson. Thank God. 1.3 seconds remaining. They could still technically do something here, but they would have to do it very fast. Alright, come on. Win this face-off, boys. Key face-off right here. They could still technically get it back to the point. Just do a clap bomb real fast. Yes, nice push. Nice push. We're going to overtime. Very nice. Alright. What a game so far for your New York Islanders. Let's end it in overtime, boys. Alright, overtime. Here we go, boys. Last home game of the season. Trying to treat the fans to something special before the playoffs. Mueller, Barzell, and I'm guessing Pulock? Shea. Out there for the 3-on-3 against Giroux, Voracek, and Provorov. Barzell takes that away. Barzell shoots, he scores. The captain gets the game-winning goal in overtime, and the first shift as the Islanders will win this one 4-3. Very nice. In comeback fashion. Just a snip. Pure snip by Matthew Barzell to get the win for the New York Islanders. Alright, so let's finish off the regular season. This one, what a game to get us to, I believe, 50 wins. That is on the season. Yes, it is. Final game against Carolina. Let's do it. Come on, boys. 51. Beauvillier is back. We'll make sure to get him in for the playoffs. Come on, boys. There you go. 4-3 shootout victory. That is what I like to see to end the season. 51. 24-7. And we have clinched our conference. I was about to say the President's Trophy, but St. Louis with 115 points, so that did not happen. But still a very good season for your New York Islanders. And what a trade at the beginning of this video. Gotta say. One of the better trades we've made as of recent. For sure. So Barzell with 66 points. Ho-Sang 65. Not going to go too in-depth here. It's already a long video as it is. So we're just going to sort of fly through things here, and then we'll get to the playoffs. So Wahlstrom, 35 goals, 62 points. Mueller was 60. So he about on par with what he had last year. So good to see he's at least going to be a consistent 60-point scorer. Hoping he'll crack 70 at some point. But, you know, sophomore season. He's still very young. He's not even 20 yet. So give a break. Lee with 55 points. Very nice season from him. Strite with 43 goals in his rookie year. He's 18. 18 and scored 43 goals in one season. With 11 assists, of course, so 54 points total. But still, pure goal scorer. I think that's probably the best pure goal scorer we've ever had. I mean, even Nelson Crabbe, I don't think has been up to the caliber of Bennett Strite so far. Brady Shea with 53 points. Very nice pickup in free agency. Beauvillier, not as great of a season as he had last year, but still a pretty solid season. 43 points. Ragnarsson with 40 points in his rookie year, so that's very good from him. And then Commodore with 33. So I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a little bit of a decrease from last year, but at least he's staying consistent. He was better defensively as well, plus 11. So can't complain too much. 120 hits as well. That's an improvement. That is a for sure improvement. Oh my goodness. 34 to 120. That's quite the grow up there. Pulak with 27 points. Muzzin with 25. Dobson 24. Dzingel, what a pickup he was for the fourth line. Let's check his takeaways and giveaways. 35 to 16. He was absolutely fantastic for us. I don't know why Arizona didn't play him, but that's their problem. Marleau with 18 points. Eakin with 17 points. Duret with 12 points, minus 13 again, unfortunately. But, you know, what you going to do? Scandella plus 15, plus 10 points. Williams with 8 points. Cizikas was 7, minus 5. Let's see, plus minus. Again, not going to go in detail here. Shea and Pulak, top of the list. That's all you need to know. Shots, Streit with 256 in his rookie year. Wallstrom, 242. Lee, 213. I mean, we just have so many shooters on this team. Power play points, 23 for Hosang. 15 goals for Streit on the power play. 16 for Wallstrom and Barzell. 14 for Lee. 13 for Mueller. 10 for Beauvillier. Let's see, shorthanded points. 4 for Mueller. Very nice. Face-offs. Let's get a general wrap-up. Barzell with 54.3. Eakin, 53.6. Beauvillier, 52.1. Commodore, 49.4. So he got a lot better as the season went on. Hits, top of the list. 153 for Pulak. 146 for Mueller. 140 for Lee. 138 for Shea. So, very good. Very good. Takeaways and giveaways. Great. Good. Good. Great. Not good, but whatever. Again, defensemen, they're pretty much unpredictable when it comes to their takeaways and giveaway ratio, I realize. Duret, honestly, improved very much towards the end of the year with his takeaways and giveaway ratio. That was a much worse ratio before, but now it's almost at 2-1, so can't complain there. Scandella, good for a defenseman. Shea, a lot of turnovers, but he did get a lot of offense, so that kind of makes up for it. Muzzin, pretty good. Cizikas, good. Williams, we all know about him, but whatever. Not a fight after Duret and Eakin had that early on in the season. Then goaltenders, Gibson with a 9-10, so he's been playing very well as of recent, and Kincaid stayed consistent all year, 930 save percentage, so really not much to complain about in the second half of the season. So unfortunately, I underestimated what the computer would do here with Schmidt, and it gave him 18 games for 18 wins. It gave him 32 games and Hutchinson only 39. Come on now. Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Hutchinson got injured. That's right. And he's out until like May 31st or something crazy like that. So AHL, let's see. Czek with 61 points, 78 overall. Ottoson, 78 overall, 56 points. Bodie Wild, 78 overall, 27 goals. All of our prospects looking good. 45 points for Pouliot. Let's see, who else? Pekka Rinnan, 17 points. Toibert with 16, 72 overall now. Graba, 74 overall, 12 points. Looking good. So, overall, can't complain. We made the playoffs for the first time, I believe, in this GM mode. So, that'll be about it for this one. And in the next one, we will finally be in the playoffs. And, you know what? Before we end it off, let's see who we're facing, just so I don't have to end things awkwardly. We will be facing the Columbus Blue Jackets. So the other playoff rounds matchups are Anaheim versus Colorado, Vegas versus Arizona, Winnipeg versus Dallas, St. Louis versus Edmonton, Boston versus Carolina, Detroit versus Buffalo, Pittsburgh versus New Jersey, and your New York Islanders versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. So that'll be about it for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one versus the Columbus Blue Jackets.